Hello everyone. Today I'm working on a 2002 Hyundai Santa Fe. It has the 2.4 liter dual overhead cam, and today I will be showing you how to replace the knock sensor and what tools are required to do so. So the knock sensor is code P0325. If you have that code, then it means that you've had a ping or something going on with your motor that will actually cause a lot of inefficiencies. So here are the tools you'll need to replace that. You'll need a ratchet wrench with a 14mm or a 9/16 socket. There is a specialty socket to actually remove the knock sensor. It is a 1 1/16 socket. So, and it has an open end like this to help keep the wires safe as you're taking the sensor loose. If you do not have this, that is okay. You could use a 1 1/16 wrench or a crescent wrench just to adjust it to 1 1/16. And then if you have a tool like this, it will be very helpful as well to release one of the clips on the wiring harness. Also, another thing I recommend is some Loctite and some Dielectric grease to put on the electrical connections. And then I will be posting the OEM part number for this particular part. I am a huge fan of using OEM parts. I've had problems with aftermarket parts not working correctly or failing too quickly. So I will post the part number and a great company that I purchased my parts through. And yeah, I hope this helps you. So let's get started here. First thing, I will grab this and show you the location of the knock sensor. So let me situate the camera for a second here. The knock sensor is located underneath the thermostat housing. I have already unplugged it. So here is the plug. I will plug it back in and show you how easy this piece unplugs. You just press your finger on the side closest to the motor and it just unplugs just like that. You can hear it clip when you plug it back in, so once you replace it, make sure that you clip it back on. Now this tool that I had here actually is used to unclip the piece that is locked onto the bracket here. So you can see the clip. It's hard to see through the camera, and even with the naked eye it's hard to see, but you can put this on the back side of that clip and then just pull the harness. You'll need both hands to do this. Just pull this harness directly toward you, and the whole thing will release off the metal clip that holds it in place. The clip there, basically it's a bracket that keeps the wire from dangling on the motor or just resting on the motor and getting too hot and melting it. So that is this side of the knock sensor. So now I will show you the bottom side. So on the bottom side here are the 4 bolts that you'll need to replace or remove. These are 14mm, or like I said, you could use a 9/16. But there's 4 bolts here. You just remove them. This is just protecting everything. So you do not have to support anything in order to remove this. So remove this bracket, and then this wire right here is running directly to the knock sensor, and it's directly behind this. So you will need to remove this in order to remove the knock sensor correctly. It is just directly on the back side of the block. So what you could do if you do not have the specialty wrench is you could use a pair of wire cutters, and you could cut this close to the sensor here, and then you could use a 1 1/16 socket to remove the sensor from the block. It will have to be a non-impact socket. An impact socket is too thick and it will not clear the bottom side of the block. So if you go ahead and using a socket would be the easiest way to remove the sensor, because if it's been in there, if it's the factory socket, it will be in there fairly tight. So once you remove that, you have your new sensor, and go ahead and put it in the hole and thread it by hand all the way until you can't thread it anymore. And then you can use your open-end wrench, your crescent wrench, or your specialty socket. If whatever's going to work for you, go ahead and put it on there and tighten it. Tighten it until it feels nice and snug, because you don't want that loosening up. And then for the Loctite, I applied it to all 4 of these bolts here, just to keep it from rattling loose or anything like that. So once that's replaced and you have your new sensor in, go ahead and just set the wires up there. You can just run them right up there. It'll just sit up there nice and easy. And this wire, it was not zip tied, or it didn't have anything that kept it from touching the block. It just seems to stay clear of everything while it goes up front. So I will show you the sensor there. That's nice and shiny. It's not leaking or anything. I put about 150 miles on this since I replaced it, and it just routes right up top there. So let me go back out here and I will show you the old sensor. So here's the old sensor. This is what I mean by cutting the end of the sensor off, and that will keep it just easy. And then you can just slip your socket right over the end of it and break it loose much freer than if you're trying to use an open-end wrench or a crescent wrench. So, and it is absolutely fine trying to tighten it with this. It will not be easy, but you can tighten it with this, and it will be sufficient. Do not put any thread, sealant, or anything on this sensor. You don't want anything obstructing it. So just take it as is and thread it into the block, and go ahead and tighten it up. So once you have done that, you will want to come back up here, clip in your connections. When you clip them, make sure that you hear this noise. It clicked. I don't know if you heard that, but they do click when the connection has been made. And then I would recommend, if you do not have a scanner, let the car warm up for about 10 minutes so everything can readjust. And then I would take the vehicle to your local parts store and have them scan the vehicle and remove the PO325 code. And if you do not want to go, or you don't have a local parts store that will do that for you, the other route is to disconnect the battery and leave it disconnected, and turn on some of the electronics in the car to help drain any power left in the line. You can simply disconnect both terminals 100% from the battery. If you want to speed up this process, you could disconnect both of these, remove them off the battery so nothing is connected to the battery. And then with the headlights in the on position, you can touch these 2 wires up here together and it will completely drain the battery. Do not whatsoever touch anything from this post to this post. So do not try to do it this way. If you're unsure of what to do, then don't do it, just to be safe. So yes, that is a trick that mechanics use from time to time, in a manner where they want to do something quickly, and it usually helps erase any of the engine codes. But I recommend using a scanner to do it the correct way. So once everything's assembled and put back together, you will be good to go. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment below. Please like and subscribe if this video has proven to be helpful for you. And also in my description, I will have the OEM part number available. That way you will not have to do any research on it besides just copying the link that I put below. And I absolutely hope this has helped. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for watching.